In the headlines, Atiku Abubakar speaks on People's Democratic Party crisis. Terrorists kill policemen, abduct workers, 4 Chinese on Niger mining site. Nigeria displays commitment to honor debt obligations, redeems $300 million diaspora bond. Away from Nigeria, 4 Sudanese protesters killed in mass rallies against army rule. Hello and welcome to Trust News Update. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for joining. Now the details. Former Vice President and Presidential Flag Bearer of the People's Democratic Party for the 2023 general elections, Atiku Abubakar says that the party will remain united despite its being rocked by fresh crisis. Atiku made the comment in a Twitter post on Thursday following disagreements arising from the emergence of Governor Ifeanyi Okowa of Delta State as his running mate for the 2023 elections. The animosity has degenerated into a full-blown dispute among party leaders, with some calling for the ouster of the national chairman of the party, Iyorchia Ayu. Atiku said that efforts are being made to resolve grievances of party members. In a related development, the All Progressives Congress APC Gombe State has inaugurated a 21-man reconciliation committee tasked to resolve grievances that emerged after primaries in the state. Governor Inuwa Yahaya, who inaugurated the committee, urged aggrieved APC members to forgive one another and move forward in unity of purpose. Chairman of the committee and the state deputy governor, Manasseh Daniel, said their job is enormous.
Make sure that there's very clear understanding between all our followership and the contestants and equally the leadership of the party. That is why we inaugurated this committee. And it comprises of very, very eminent personalities that we know can dig through whatever problem we have and find and proper a solution to our problems. And as we partake in this activity, I believe all other states, including the national headquarters of the party, have done so or are going to do so, with a view to having one united and solid family that can fight to deliver APC at all levels, from the national to state levels, inshallah, in 2023.
Feelings of dissatisfaction by some members come about. However, being members of the same APC political party, the compelling need to come together, discuss and comprehend the situation of the entire family must be done, and that is why this committee has been set up. This we must do to enable us collectively fight the external battle ahead of us. I hope all of you know the external fight.
Absolutely.
Your Excellency and other APC members, we the members of this committee are very much aware that the task ahead of us is difficult and a Herculean task undoubted. Despite this, I am confident that with the caliber of the members of this committee, it shall be surmounted.
Former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu on Thursday appeared before Uxbridge Magistrate Court in London, where he is facing charges under Britain's Modern Slavery Act. Ekweremadu, who spoke twice during his appearance to confirm his name and date of birth, had his case fast-tracked. His wife, Beatrice, who in her defense asked the court to allow her to appear by his side because she has not seen him since the hearing last Thursday was not granted the request. The prosecutor, who claims that David Ukpo, who alleged that he was coerced to donate his kidney to the senator's daughter, is 15 years, added that David was allegedly picked up from the streets in Lagos by a criminal gang some months ago with the intention of organ harvesting. The case has been adjourned to July 7 at Westminster Magistrate Court to enable the UK Attorney General, Sule Braverman, to determine whether the case will be tried in the country or Nigeria. A large delegation from the Nigeria High Commission was also present in the public gallery alongside the senators, 2 adult children. Family members of the Abuja-Kaduna train attack and subsequent kidnapped are pleading with the National Assembly and federal government to intensify efforts to ensure the release of their loved ones still in captivity. The plea is coming on the heels of reports of the shooting and killing of one of the victims by the kidnappers on Wednesday, the 28th of June. The 2 family members, speaking on behalf of others, pleaded for urgent action by the government to facilitate the release of their loved ones. Representatives Bamidele Salam from Osun State and Manusoro Mansour from Bauchi State, on behalf of 11 other lawmakers, were on hand to receive the visitors, assuring them of federal government's efforts to ensure the release of the victims.
One of our family members with the captives has been shot yesterday or 2 or 3 days ago. We don't actually know, but from the spokesperson of the bandit, or maybe let's say negotiator, one of the negotiators, released a press that there's a casualty with one of our members, which is a terrible news to us. So that's why we have to rush to meet the right people, to do the right thing, in pushing more pressure to the federal government and the security agency to continue to do more.
Please, Nigerians, we need your help. It is not funny again. The news we got this morning is one person was shot. We don't know who is next. My husband is there. His brother is there. We don't know if it will be any other person. Please help us, Nigerians. Please. We are begging. Please come to our aid.
Yesterday, we also initiated contact with 2 of the persons directly involved with the negotiation. And the purpose of that is to see at what level we can also try to appeal to them to soften the ground with these abductors, so that whatever of their demands government is able to meet, they also will be willing to grant the request of government. So as we are talking to the government, we are also in touch with the negotiators, the middlemen, who are persons who directly talk to these abductors.
Now, at least 17 people have been killed and several others severely injured when terrorists attacked a mining site managed by the Chinese nationals at Ajata Aboki in Gurmana ward of Shiroro local government area of Niger State. The State Commissioner for Internal Security and Humanitarian Affairs, Emmanuel Umar, confirmed the attack in a statement on Thursday, but said that the number of casualties were yet to be ascertained. Umar said that the terrorists were engaged by the Joint Security Team, resulting in casualties from both sides. The attack was reportedly launched on Wednesday afternoon, during which 7 persons, including mobile policemen guarding the miners and workers, were killed. The attackers, reportedly armed with sophisticated weapons, were said to have arrived in the community around 2 p.m. and headed to the mining site, shooting at anyone on site. Disability rights advocates have called for a more conducive and disability-friendly work environment to aid easy access to facilities by people living with disabilities. They made the call during a training on financial management, NGO governance, and organizational safeguarding for network of disabled persons. The report.
Statistics show that people with disabilities are more likely to experience extreme poverty in Nigeria than those without a disability. It was also revealed that structures have become more inaccessible to persons living with disabilities, as they are not considered during construction or renovation of such facilities, with just a few public and private establishments considering the PLWD's accessibility. It is in light of these that the Network of Disabled Women with Support from Disability Rights Fund organized a training on financial management NGO governance and organization safeguarding for PLWDs.
The training is going to be an eye-opener for participants, and then hopefully these participants, we are believing that at the end of the training, participants would also go back with the latest idea in terms of safeguarding policies, safeguarding practices for persons with disability, and also make sure that their institutions or their organizations pick up these ideas that have been shared today and then build upon it, and then even go out and campaign with such ideas that will be shared here.
The organizers say achieving increased awareness will promote advancement and address challenges.
We try to do this by building up this capacity of communication, breaking the barriers of communications, like using the simple language.
Ibe Morin, a participant at the training who works at a public establishment, narrates her ordeal occasioned by the lack of access to facilities for PLWDs and called for a change to reduce the challenges PLWDs face daily.
It's been challenging because I remember even going to school, it's the presence of a person with disability that creates the opportunity to make facilities that pertain accessibility. Most workplaces you go to, you'll be carried, it's a little bit embarrassing that you start looking for help, people to assist you, go in. Just in few places that you go to and you find, a good access.
The aim of the training is to equip beneficiaries with basic knowledge in financial management and organizational safety to enable them become independent. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching the Trust News Update. Now, coming up shortly, we'll take a look at how the rich also cry. Find out more after the break. Thanks for staying. Here's a reminder of our top stories. Atiku Abubakar speaks on People's Democratic Party crisis. Terrorists kill policemen, workers abduct 4 Chinese on Niger mining site. In other news, following the approval for the upgrade of the Federal Medical Center Yola to Modibo Adama University Teaching Hospital by President Muhammadu Buhari, a plethora of activities are on the way to ensure a smooth transition. The upgrade is to, among other things, enhance the training of medical students as well as boost health care service of the Northeast region. Salis Lawan visited the facility to ascertain the level of preparedness of the management as well as staff. The report.
The transition from Federal Medical Center Yola to Modibo Adama University Teaching Hospital, a big task that requires more hands and more than equipment actualized in order to meet healthcare needs of the area. This development has no doubt rekindled the zeal and commitment of the management and staff members of the facility, as evident in the series of meetings and in-house trainings.
Prepare your budget. This is my year of budget. See, we are going to see. According to Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, this is what they are.
Theme for this workshop, which is part of the upgrading process, is transition to teaching hospital. How prepared are nurses as key stakeholders? Chief Nursing Officer of the facility, Bankoheri Markel, and Umar Ali are the facilitators.
Teaching hospital is not a small thing because we must meet the global standard. With a new development like this, we would like to take a decision that at least, even in terms of the manpower training, research and publication, that will be able to now improve on the services. By the time now the service has been improved, you see that more specialty will come in and more skills will improve.
I have seen the zeal and the passion and the compassion among the ADNS and the chief nursing officers. They are willing to learn and they are willing to move. They are synthesized on their roles and responsibility, especially the area of leadership, especially the area of work management, especially the area of motivation.
On the aspect of modern equipment, radiology department is one of the critical areas of healthcare delivery. Dr. Dahiru Yunusa is the head of the department. While highlighting some of the new developments on ground, he expressed confidence that the facility will help meet the health needs of people.
I would like to tell you that a brand new department was built and state-of-art new machines that are important in management of patients have been purchased. Subsequently, we have another new set of ultrasound machines, and MRI is coming, the stomator is coming. So it's a long, huge project. Before Professor Awad, I think we have only one consultant radiologist. At present, we have 7 consultant radiologists. We can beat our chest and say most of the teaching hospitals might not have more than that.
The recent development currently taking place in the Modibo Adama University Teaching Hospital Yola was second to the demand by people and the Adamawa State government. From Yola, Salis Lewan, Trust TV News.
The harsh economic reality of Nigeria has continued to be a point of concern as the price of basic items and amenities continue to hike. More and more Nigerian pockets are under threat, and those fleeing the heat aren't just those living under the poverty line. As it is, the economy is believed to be threatening even those in the middle class. Chamung Dabeng speaks to the Fibox, a family of 6, to find out how they cope with the current economic instability. The report.
Despite the favorable statistics emanating from government suggesting marginal growth in the economy over the last 4 quarters, the reality for many Nigerians is the opposite. The spiraling inflation, the rise in utility rates, the soaring prices of food seems to have caused a disalignment of the economy from the ordinary Nigerian. Government is quick to admit that the alleged improvement in the economy has not trickled down to the people. But when it makes this admission, the assumption is that this affects only the poorest people on the rungs of the ladder. However, those in the middle class, which was in the past associated with some level of comfort, are also complaining now. So does the middle class still exist, or have harsh economic conditions scaled down the number of those found in this category of people?
I don't think Nigeria has a middle class. I would say maybe a transitory middle class, because the middle class is so volatile. It can go up and come down. You easily find yourself in the lower class, and you can easily find yourself in the upper class depending on what you're doing.
As the prices continue to hike, what are the things that were easily affordable in the past? Are they still there, or have they become a luxury?
Okay, well, in my area, the last time we bought gas, that's a 12 kg, it was about 8,000 because we have like 2 of it. So I think by now it should be up to 10 or a little bit more than that. We got this to complement our gas, but we haven't been using it because of the hike in electricity tariff. It's totally out of use now. It just serves as my counter. I just put pots on it and all. We don't even use it anymore. That's 100.
How long does it last?
This, for 4 kids, I don't even take milk. We don't take milk. We, the adults, we don't take milk anymore. So that it will last for them. Like, if I am the one scooping the milk, if I don't send my elders to scoop it, it can stay up to 2 weeks. But if they do it themselves, maybe a week plus 4 days or so.
It is often said that the measure of a healthy economy can be ascertained by how many of its citizens live comfortably above the poverty line. In Nigeria, there has been a continuous erosion of the numbers of citizens in this class over the last few years.
It's been very challenging dealing with the economic situations, or handling bills, paying school fees, self-care. It's been very difficult, and I don't think that there's a family in Nigeria that isn't experiencing the much felt hardship of the economy. even those who are rich will tell you that, I mean, if I used to buy, if I bought a Range Rover 2 years ago for 60 million, I probably will be buying it now for 90 million. So that's still a hit on those who have the money. You know, so I don't think it's been pleasant. My only hope is that we have a government that would be people-focused.
It is clear that despite government's promises to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty, something is definitely wrong. Chamun Dabeng, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, the persistent hike in the price of bread since the beginning of this year has been having tremendous impact across the bread value chain. As a result of the hike, producers, sellers, and consumers have all been lamenting the toll the situation has taken on them. Dixon Adama reports that in Jos Plateau State, producers are losing grip of the market as they threatened to go on strike. The report.
The Association of Master Bakers and Caterers of Nigeria has blamed the consistent rise in the bread price to rise in the baking materials as well as cost of production. The association has equally threatened to withdraw their services if the federal government does not address the challenges facing their sector, as they cannot keep increasing the price of bread, which is the food for the common man.
Very soon, very much the world struggle because of the increment. Every day, the material they increase, climate they increase, everything they increase on the bread. That's why very much they increase the price.
In a communique after the National Executive Council meeting held at Abuja, it said the neglect of the federal government in addressing the challenges facing the sector is affecting productivity. They said the increase in prices of bakery materials, especially flour and sugar, have reached unprecedented level.
Presently, we are thinking of withdrawing our services very soon. I've been calling the attention of the federal government to the constant increase, continuous increase in the price of flour, prices of baking materials that we use. But up to this present moment, the government seems adamant about our plight.
Meanwhile, the hike in bread price has equally affected local roadside tea and bread sellers, popularly called Meshai. They said increase in the prices of bread has almost become a weekly occurrence, thereby giving them no choice than to also increase their own price, which is pushing customers away.
The sugar and milk has affected our business negatively because there are many people that used to come and find out that the price of bread has increased, and some of them will be able to buy while some will leave without even buying.
Adding that he hopes the government will do something urgently to change what is happening so that common man will continue to eat bread.
Some more in business. As a sign of commitment to promptly honor its debt obligations, Nigeria has redeemed its $300 million diaspora bond, which matured on June 27th. This is according to a statement by the Debt Management Office on its website on Tuesday. The DMO said that the diaspora bond was issued on June 27th, 2017 for a tenure of 5 years in the international capital market. It added that the country had earlier redeemed a $500 million Eurobond in 2021. It said that the proceeds of the diaspora bond were used partly to finance the deficits in the 2017 budget, adding that it created an opportunity for Nigerians in the diaspora to invest in their home country. The House of Representatives has passed for second reading a bill seeking to establish an entrepreneurship development bank of Nigeria. Leading the debate on its general principles, sponsor of the bill, Benjamin Kalu, stated that the bill seeks to essentially enhance youth access to finances with a view to expressing their natural creativity and technological know-how in providing problem-solving services. He added that the bill focuses on Nigerian youths and contemplated providing improved access to finance for youth entrepreneurs in innovation, manufacturing, and agriculture and trade.
The House is concerned that as of 2002, the installed capacity of Nigeria's local refineries stood at 445,000 barrels per day. However, their capacity utilization began to nosedive and eventually fell completely to zero due to the ineffectiveness and alleged corruption of critical stakeholders in the value chain. The House is aware that due to the decline in the production capacity of refineries, NNPC found it more convenient to export domestic crude in exchange for petroleum products on trade by barter basis described as direct sales, direct purchase, DSDP arrangement. The House is also aware that component cost in the petroleum products subsidy value chain claimed by the NNPC is highly overbloated, while the transfer pump price per litre used by the NNPC in relation to PPMC is underquoted as 123 naira to 128 instead of 162 to 165. And this fraudulent underreporting of 37 to 39 per litre translates into 70 billion naira a month or 840 billion naira a year.
The ambassador of Burundi to Nigeria, Mary Jane, says Burundi is seeking Nigerian investors in the country's agriculture and mining sectors to boost its economy. The ambassador made this known during a media parley with journalists in Abuja ahead of the Burundi's 60th independence anniversary celebrated on June 1, 2022. In her speech titled Burundi as the Heart of Africa, she said that Burundi of today is a free country where many dreams can be achieved regardless of gender, political ideologies, and religious beliefs. She said agriculture is the base of Burundi's economy, hence the country is seeking Nigerians to invest in the sector to boost the country's economy.
Our president put his effort, and the base of our development now is in agriculture sector. That's why we'd like to get many investors in agriculture sector. Wanted to develop the agriculture sector. And I told you that we have many kinds of goods, of producers, but we need industries. We do not have industry to transform them.
And that's a wrap on Trust News Update. Watch more via all our social media platforms. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. I am Ayuba Ilya. Thank you for watching.